He came, it was like, Suge's outside, Suge's outside. Everybody like, it was running, dropping, like, man, everybody going, I'm in front of the camera like this. Everybody like, whoa, running.
What do you think of Eminem? Is that what do you think of white rap?
Well, you know, I don't, see, one thing about something, the ghetto is colorblind on a sense. If you really from the ghetto and you really doing those things you rapping about, you talking about, I can respect that.
Right.
But if somebody else writing your rhymes, somebody else, if you telling somebody else's story, that really don't mean nothing to me.
I think like if there's a reason for me to burn a bridge, then I obviously don't want to speak to you ever in my life, you know? So it's like, if I feel a certain way, then I'm gonna say it, I'm gonna express it.
Just lights the cigar, and it's the shit about Suge. He light the cigar, and he trying to see what you gonna do. So Eminem, 50, everybody outside, light the cigar. I was bugging because I seen, this is when I knew Eminem was real. It's like, I don't give a man. This is when I knew, I'm like, damn, Eminem is a real.
He's from Detroit. He's from Detroit, man. He's from 8 Mile, bro. And I don't know, 20, 30 minutes ago, we talked about all his. So, yeah, of course, M was ready to go. He was ready to go.
Welcome back to Fame Radar, where fame meets the facts and nothing stays hidden. Eminem has officially reignited old flames with a fiery, no-holds-barred rant aimed directly at Suge Knight, and it's already making waves across the industry.
One of my bodyguards up, they roughed everybody else and my whole entourage up. Suge took me out on the balcony, started talking to me personally. On the balcony, high above, like 15 floors. He had me look over the edge, show me how high I was up there. You scared? I needed to wear a diaper on that day.
During a surprise appearance on Shade 45, M shocked listeners by unleashing a brutal takedown of the former death row boss, calling Suge a relic of fear and a bully who built nothing but broken artists. The Detroit legend didn't hold back, accusing Suge of exploiting young talent and using violence to control the narrative in West Coast hip-hop.
He don't do no wrong in my eyes. Like, he can do something wrong right now and I can't see it. He's one of my best friends. Like I can't pick a moment that he wasn't in my corner. Right now, there'll be guys at home and go, oh, 50 just loves Eminem so much. Yeah, love him to death. I do, I love him to death.
The only thing Suge built was a legacy of silence and fear, Eminem said. He didn't create legends, he buried them. Adding fuel to the fire, 50 Cent reposted the clip to Instagram within minutes, adding, he ain't wrong. Suge been washed. That simple cosign from 50 sent fans into a frenzy, with many pointing to the duo's long history of confronting industry corruption and fake OG personas. Suge Knight, currently serving time, has yet to respond, but insiders say his camp isn't taking Eminem's words lightly. With M back in his raw, aggressive form and 50 standing behind him, the hip-hop world is watching closely.
Like this, a lot of people been want to do like songs with Pac, and a lot of people, you know, some people even did some with Pac, and they never. There was only one Tupac project that ever flopped before, and that's the one Eminem did on other releases. All the rest of them successful.
One thing's clear. Eminem just reminded everyone why he's still the most feared voice in rap. An unreleased Eminem diss track targeting Suge Knight has just resurfaced online, and it's causing serious waves across hip-hop once again. The track's reappearance has not only stirred intense debate, but has also prompted fresh commentary from 50 Cent, who revealed some previously untold details from behind the scenes. According to 50, Eminem was one of the very few artists in the industry who never showed fear towards Suge Knight. At a time when Suge had many rappers shaken during the 1990s, Eminem remained unfazed. Suge Knight, known for his violent tactics and dominant presence, was once the man who allegedly dangled Vanilla Ice over a hotel balcony, setting the standard for his intimidation tactics.
This is why I always respected Eminem, 50, and that was with us. So Suge came, he had some Mexican. Now we from New York. You ain't never seen a with a tattoo on his forehead. 118th Street Crew. I'm like, what the got a tattoo on his face, homie. That's the first time, like, before Lil Wayne and all that. Yeah. That's the first time I see a nigga with, like, tattoo on his eyes. Mexican 18th Street. So Suge just got the cigar. He just like that. He's like a pressure guy. That's why he got into lately, because he's like a pull up, light a cigar, and you see him with tattoos on their face, but we like, damn, what we got to lose? If we don't pop now, we going back to the hood. It's back to the hood. So it's like, fight these Mexican blood. He's got the shit on their forehead, eyes, 118th. Or go back home to the crib. Might as well go all out, fight right here. We around Dr. Dre, so it's like, yo, we gotta do what we gotta do.
So what happened? He lights the cigar, and then
he just lights the cigar, and it's the about Suge. He light the cigar, and he trying to see what you gonna do. So Eminem, 50, everybody outside, you light the cigar. I was bugging because I seen this is when I knew Eminem was real. He's like, I don't give a man. This is when I knew. I'm like, damn, Eminem is a real. These niggas. 50 niggas outside, what's up? And then Suge just walked away. The Mexican niggas looked kind of confused, like they didn't know what was going on. But came outside. Eminem came outside 100%.
Wow. Oh, what did I miss? Okay.
And Eminem was like, yo, I don't give a fuck, man.
But Eminem, even early in his career, wasn't one to back down. 50 Cent claimed that not only did Eminem hold his ground, he was fully prepared to go toe-to-toe with Suge if it ever came to that. Eminem allegedly held Suge personally responsible for setting Tupac up and placing him in a deadly situation, and given Eminem's deep admiration for Tupac's legacy, the emotions ran high. This newly uncovered diss track contains aggressive bars that make it clear Eminem wasn't pulling punches. And now, with 50 Cent speaking out about how Eminem approached the situation with Suge, the industry is once again reminded that M never played by the rules of fear.
He came, it was like, Suge's outside! Suge's outside! Everybody like, Suge. He was running, dropping shit. Like, man, everybody going, I'm in front of the camera like this. Everybody's like, whoa! Running.
But what exactly did Eminem say in this brutal diss? And what deeper message was buried within those lines? An unreleased Eminem diss track has reemerged, this time taking direct aim at both Suge Knight and Ja Rule. The track, titled Smack You, is believed to have been recorded in the mid-2000s, a time when 50 Cent and Ja Rule were locked in one of the most heated feuds in hip-hop history. During that era, Eminem was known for fiercely defending those in his camp, and standing behind 50 Cent meant that verbal attacks against Ja Rule were not only expected, but delivered with force. However, what shocked many wasn't Eminem's bars about Ja Rule. It was the aggressive lyrical assault aimed at Suge Knight. Unlike the typical jabs exchanged during rap beefs, Eminem's disses on Smack You were driven by deeper accusations. In the track, Eminem directly blames Suge Knight for playing a role in the deaths of two of hip-hop's most iconic figures, Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. With deliberate and weighty delivery, he raps, I'm holding Suge responsible for the deaths of the two greatest rappers to ever grace the face of this planet. If only the late, great Mr. Christopher Wallace could talk, he could tell you himself. That verse alone was a heavy statement, but Eminem continued, calling out Ja Rule again with, I'm holding Suge responsible for the death of Ja Rule or anyone else down with Roe. He didn't stop there. He also ridiculed Ja Rule for seeking validation from Suge Knight, rapping about how Ja was begging Suge to follow him to all the clubs. This wasn't just a diss track, it was a layered indictment. Eminem wasn't afraid to speak the unspeakable, and now, with the track resurfacing, the old wounds in hip-hop are opening once more. The intensity of Eminem's Smack You only escalates in the later verses. The most striking moment comes when he warns Ja Rule about Suge Knight's true intentions, rapping, but you're too dumb to see that your publishing's all he wants, thinking you're friends till he gets it. then you're the next rapper sitting on the passenger side of that Benz that gets hit again. LAPD saying, "Who did this ish?" Again, knowing who did it, but nobody admits it. But if I get kicked for this ish, I know who did it. This wasn't just another lyrical jab. Eminem painted a picture of calculated betrayal, referencing a violent fate, subtle enough to spark speculation, but direct enough to hit hard. It's clear the track was crafted to stir controversy and provoke reflection within the hip-hop community. Smack You was just one of several unreleased Eminem tracks that surfaced online recently. Alongside it, fans heard collaborations with 50 Cent, Nate Dogg, Anderson.Paak, Westside Boogie, and Slaughterhouse. The collection of leaks brought serious attention, not only for the quality of the music, but for the timing of its release. These tracks, including the scathing diss toward Suge Knight, dropped just days after Suge himself reignited old flames on his prison podcast, Collect Call with Suge Knight. During the episode, Suge criticized several figures in the music industry for exploiting Tupac's legacy after his death. He zeroed in on one project in particular, Loyal to the Game, Tupac's fifth posthumous studio album, fully produced by Eminem. Suge argued that the album marked the only flop in Tupac's catalog, blaming Eminem for altering the original vision and allegedly damaging the late rapper's legacy. Suge's remarks reignited a long-standing debate over whether posthumous releases honor or dilute an artist's message. According to Suge, Loyal to the Game was a misstep and should have never been released. The criticism was sharp, and some believe it may have triggered the sudden leak of Eminem's unreleased diss track in response. Despite Suge Knight labeling Loyal to the Game a flop, many dedicated Tupac supporters actually praised the album. They believed Eminem honored Tupac's message with modernized production that stayed true to the original spirit. The updated sound gave younger audiences a way to connect with Tupac's words, while still paying tribute to the raw emotion he was known for. Critics of Suge's comments argue that his backlash wasn't really about the music. Instead, they believe it stemmed from resentment, rooted in his inability to intimidate Eminem like he did with others in the industry. Suge's reputation during the 1990s and early 2000s had many artists walking on eggshells. But Eminem wasn't one of them. According to longtime G-Unit affiliate Tony Yayo, there was a moment in the early 2000s that showed just how serious Eminem was about not backing down. Yayo recounted an intense standoff during the filming of 50 Cent's Indie Club video in Los Angeles. Suge Knight reportedly pulled up with a group of associates, including several armed members of a Mexican gang. The tension on set was immediate. As Suge's crew arrived, the atmosphere shifted. People on set were on edge, unsure of what would happen next. But one person didn't flinch. Eminem, instead of stepping back or letting security intervene, was allegedly ready to defend himself, prepared to confront Suge directly if the situation escalated. Tony Yayo recalled that moment vividly, describing it as the point he realized Eminem wasn't just lyrically fearless. He was physically ready for confrontation if necessary. That moment cemented M's reputation among his peers as someone who didn't just talk tough in songs. Adding to the weight of this tension was the belief shared by Eminem and his close friend Deshaun Holton, better known as Proof, that Suge had played a role in orchestrating Tupac's death. Proof, who had been Eminem's closest confidant and fellow D12 member, had reportedly made that accusation directly. Eminem, who admired Tupac both artistically and personally, was said to believe the same. This history between Eminem and Suge adds another layer to the resurfaced diss track. It's not just lyrical entertainment, it's rooted in real distrust, past confrontations, and unresolved animosity. For Eminem, calling out Suge wasn't just about beef. It was about standing up for someone he believed was betrayed and silenced far too soon. The intense story about Eminem standing his ground against Suge Knight has since been verified by multiple witnesses. One of the most notable confirmations came from 50 Cent himself, who recalled the moment Suge unexpectedly pulled up to the Indie Club video shoot. According to 50, panic swept the set. People scattered like they had seen a ghost. but Eminem didn't move. Former G-Unit member Bang M Smurf later added more detail during an Instagram live session. He said Eminem went as far as strapping on a bulletproof vest and stepping outside to confront Suge, while both 50 Cent and Dr. Dre remained inside the trailer. This move only reinforced Eminem's image as someone unshaken by the fear Suge Knight typically inspired during that era. Now circling back to the resurfaced diss track Smack You, fans have been wondering, did Eminem seriously hold Suge responsible for the deaths of both Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G.? On that track, Eminem's lyrics directly placed blame on Suge. However, his commentary hasn't been entirely consistent over the years. On later releases, Eminem appeared to shift that blame. In 2018, he dropped Kill Shot, a scathing response to Machine Gun Kelly, who was signed to Diddy's Bad Boy Records at the time. Within the track, Eminem didn't hold back. He compared his own mentor, Dr. Dre, to Diddy and delivered a heavily scrutinized line. "The day you put out a hit is the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out that got Pac killed." This lyric caused widespread speculation. Adding fuel to the fire, Kill Shot was released on September 14, 2018, just one day after the 22nd anniversary of Tupac's passing, which many fans felt wasn't a coincidence. As for Diddy, he's long denied any involvement in Tupac's death and has continuously dismissed theories tying him to it. In interviews and public appearances, he's often dodged direct questions on the topic, labeling the rumors as false and disrespectful. This tangled web of accusations, indirect shots, and layered lyrics only underscores how deep the tensions run in hip-hop history. Eminem's shifting narrative between Suge Knight and Diddy has sparked endless debates. Was he pointing to real suspicions or simply playing into long-standing conspiracies? And then on the track Antichrist from the same project, Eminem took yet another pointed jab, this time clearly directed at Diddy. He rapped, "Next Diddy that asked me is getting his beat worse than Diddy did. But on the real though, she probably ran out the room with his fucking dough." That line reignited conversation around Eminem's evolving stance on who he holds responsible for the murders of Tupac Shakur and the Notorious B.I.G. Earlier in his career, Eminem pointed the finger at Suge Knight, holding him accountable for orchestrating the violence that tore through the industry in the 1990s. But more recently, Eminem's bars suggest a shift, redirecting blame toward Diddy, painting a picture of deeper, more calculated involvement in both murders. It's a major claim, especially coming from an artist with Eminem's platform and reputation for only speaking on what he firmly believes. While Suge Knight's violent history and control over Death Row Records during the height of the East Coast-West Coast feud is well documented, newer theories have positioned Diddy as a potential mastermind working quietly in the background. Some suggest that while Suge was the enforcer, Diddy may have been the architect, pulling strings behind the scenes with major consequences. The speculation continues to grow. With Eminem using his music to challenge both powerful men, the message is clear. He's unafraid to confront what others won't. In an industry where silence often protects status, Eminem remains one of the few artists to openly raise questions about the deaths of two of hip-hop's most iconic voices. So now the conversation turns to the audience. What are your thoughts on Eminem's history of calling out Suge Knight and more recently Diddy? Do you believe there's any truth behind the bars? Could Eminem be connecting dots others refuse to see? Or is this just lyrical confrontation taken to its extreme? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dive content, and tap the bell so you never miss a drop. And if you're ready to dig even deeper into hip-hop's untold stories, check out the next video on your screen now.